Are you thinking about selling your home over the holidays? If so, then you're gonna wanna stay tuned for today's video because I'm talking about how to decorate for the holidays if you plan on listing over the holidays. All of that in today's video. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin Martin and I am a local Nashville real estate agent, and I specialize in helping savvy sellers who want to sell right and sell smart, as well as helping out-of-staters who are looking to relocate to the Middle Tennessee area. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, thank you so much. Please feel free to click subscribe down below so that you are notified anytime I release new video content. So we are getting into the holiday season. So I know that while some people want to avoid listing their homes for the holiday season, there are those who either want to and or need to. So how can you decorate to make sure that your home still shows to the best of its ability while also not completely ignoring the holiday spirit? That is what I'm tackling today. Now, this is gonna cover both what to do exterior and interior. And again, I'm just gonna preface all of this by saying when you are selling your home, yes, it is your home, but you're selling it and it's going to become somebody else's home. And so in order to help work with a buyer's psychology, the best thing that you can do is to really prep your home so that it looks the most welcoming and inviting to the largest potential buyer pool. And there are certain things that you can do, especially to still keep the holiday spirit around your house so you don't feel like you're missing out on it this year. But there's things to do to where you can still enjoy it while also still making sure that your home shows to the best of its ability, because I will preach this until the cows come home. But the importance of your real estate photography and videography cannot ever be underscored. So the best thing that you can do is to make sure that your home shows well, because what we know from the National Association of Realtors Home Buyer and Seller Report, we know that 95+% of home buyers are starting their home search online, which means that your photos and your videos are going to be the first introduction that a buyer gets to your home. So you got to make sure it shows right, because let's be honest, we all like pretty things when we're looking online. And if your photos aren't good and if your holiday decorations are too much of a distraction, people are going to be focused on that instead of focusing on whether or not they can see themselves living in your space. So let's talk about what to do outside and what to do inside. So again, you can still decorate for the holidays, but also make sure that your home really shines, and hopefully Santa will bring you a great buyer this holiday season. So let's go ahead and dive on in. Okay, let's talk about exterior. That first things first, because people are going to drive up to your house. First, the curb appeal is going to be really important. So when you are decorating for the holidays outside, you need to think about neutral colors. When you're selling during the holiday season, this is when you go for the neutral. So think white lights if you're going to do lights. Do not go crazy with all of the blow-ups, all the tinsel, all of the garland, multicolored lights. This is not the year for it. Go ahead and pre-pack all of that stuff that you love and get ready to use it at your new house next year. But this is not the year to have a lot of distractions. You want to keep it really simple. You want to stay with neutral colors. Now, if it's around the Thanksgiving time, think about decorating around your front door. Again, keep it simple, but think about things that are more fall-like. So think about some pumpkins, some hay bales, some corn stalks, things like that that are going to be in that neutral color palette. But again, it speaks to the holiday season and it feels festive without feeling overwhelming. Now, if we're getting into the Christmas and Hanukkah time, again, white lights are going to be your best friend in keeping it as simple as possible. Believe me, I am a Christmas girl through and through. I love all of the lights. but this is not the year to do all of like the big retro multicolored lights. As fun as they can be, think white lights, keep it neutral. If it is getting close to the Christmas and Hanukkah season, instead of doing like pumpkins and hay bales, so think about poinsettias or think about evergreen arrangements that you can group together, keep it small, keep it festive. Again, keep it simple and keep it neutral. And for your front door, find a fun, festive holiday wreath, but again, keep it simple, keep it neutral, but you do want it to say, hey, come on, you do want it to be inviting because you do want the buyers to feel like, hey, is this how our home could feel and look when it comes to spending the holiday season in that house, should they want to buy it? And then lastly, when it comes to exterior decor, you do want to refrain from anything that speaks specifically to a specific religion in terms of symbols. This is not saying to hide your faith, but especially for photos and for showings, you want to make your home, again, you don't want people focusing on that. You want them focusing on your home and whether they can see yourselves living in there. So for photos and for showings, anything that's any symbols or objects that are specific to a specific religion, it's better if you go ahead and either pre-pack those or just put them away for showings and for photography and videography. Now let's go ahead and talk about what to do on the inside, because here's the thing. I have seen it. It happens where you can see listing photos that were taken during the holiday season, and there's all sorts of really fun, crazy holiday decorations inside. And while that's fun, ultimately your attention goes to all of the stuff versus the actual space. And when you're trying to appeal to buyers, you want them to see the space, not the stuff. So let's talk about what you should do for interior decorating if you're thinking about selling during the holidays. Number one is going to be go ahead and set the dining room table for Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or Christmas, whatever, depending on the time, it's your judgment call. Set the table though, because that is going to help, again, play into that buyer psychology where they're going to see the festive table decor and they're going to start to envision whether they can have holidays in the house. And again, keep it in the neutral color palette. Don't go crazy with like purples and pinks and all of that. You want to keep to the traditional colors, keep it as neutral as you possibly can, but do set the table, have the plates out, the napkins, everything out to, again, really start to give buyers that warm, fuzzy feeling when it comes to walking in your home during the holidays. Number two, you can bring in the Christmas tree, but make sure it's not one of those super oversized, you don't want it to be an eyesore. So you can absolutely have a Christmas tree, make sure it's decorated beautifully, just don't make it something that's oversized and it becomes an eyesore in the space. Rather, you want it to help set the scene and set the mood for people to see themselves having holidays in your house instead of saying like, holy crap, look at how big that tree is. You don't want to do that. You don't want to distract people with objects. Again, you want them to see the space, not the objects. Number three, use neutral elements. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but again, use the neutral elements to decorate this season. So think about evergreen garland. That's going to be a great neutral palette to work with. Think about decorating with pine cones. Think about those neutral colors. Think about the candles. Anything that you can do to just, again, play into the neutral palette. You don't want to go over the top with lots of crazy reds and greens and golds this season. Just keep it within the neutral palette. And again, you can do all of the decorating you want next year in your new house, but for showing purposes and for listing during the holidays, these are some great ways to make sure that you are appealing to the largest potential buyer pool. And then lastly, play to the 5 senses. One of the best things about the holidays is that you really can involve the 5 senses. So you got sight, again, beautiful neutral holiday decorations. You have smell. Put on a good Christmas candle or get on Pinterest, look up one of the recipes to create that Christmas smelling potpourri that you can put on the stove, something that appeals to the senses that, again, gives the buyers all those warm and fuzzy feelings. Then of course there's hearing. Put on some light holiday music in the background. Again, you're really just trying to set the mood, because one of the best things you can do is really set the scene so that buyers can see themselves living in your space. Then of course you have touch and taste. Buyers shouldn't be touching too much. Granted, they will open up cabinets and whatnot, but one thing you could do for touch is put out really fuzzy, warm, neutral blankets on or pillows. That's always a good way to add a sense of touch into your space. And then of course, taste. If you want to leave out some holiday cookies for them, you can totally do that. Again, it just helps continue to set the scene. So those are some things that you can do if you're thinking about listing your home this holiday season. And again, this is all to ensure that your home is going to show well in the holidays, still feel festive, but again, appeal to that largest potential buyer pool, because the larger the buyer pool, the better chance you have for the best offers with the best terms and best price. So hope this was helpful. If you were thinking about listing your home during the holiday season here in the Franklin or Nashville area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All of my contact information is below. I hope that everyone has a happy holiday season. I'm Caitlin Martin. I'll see you next time.